All right, hey guys, Jerry from Showtime Audio. So just wanted to show you the final result on this brand new Sprinter. So we did a luxury upgrade. So it's got Learjet style Maybach seats that fully recline with USB power, everything all built in. They have a custom pattern, they're embroidered. We did hardwood floors, we did electrical inverter, 250-inch TVs, full sound system, just a ton of stuff. But so we just wanted to walk you through. Oh, we also did some tables, just a ton of stuff. This is his stage one. Eventually we'll end up doing more, but for right now he wanted to do the foundational stuff, which is all this, and then eventually he's going to bring it back to do more lighting, some curtains, and all kinds of other stuff. All right, check it out. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. These seats are just ridiculous. So they have the custom quilting, embroidery, again, full power, just gorgeous, gorgeous seats. Check out how much is in these seats. I mean, these are absolutely amazing. So not only does it have full forward, back, recline, everything, you also have your dual USB. So you have your USB-C, USB-A, but you also have heated seats, cooled seats, as well as massaging seats. It is unreal. So that's the massaging function, that's the cooling function, and that's the heated seat function. Just ridiculous. Like the amount of technology in just each of these seats is unreal. And then the look, I mean, they literally look like something out of a Maybach or something out of a Learjet, right? So we go all the way up with it, and the amount of forward and backward movement is amazing. The other nice thing about these seats, I'll show you right now. Let me back this thing all the way up. So that's as far as it goes back. It's got the fully integrated seat belt. So you just, so I mean, again, just, they've thought of everything with these seats. Now, typically in Sprinters, you're limited to one style of seat. This is the best seat out there that we could find. This is a Maybach inspired build. So basically a Maybach Sprinter. Now, you know that they make Maybach, the cars themselves. This is a Maybach inspired Sprinter. So it is Mercedes, but they don't offer it in a Maybach. So we're, in essence, building one. We also added these tables. Now these are removable. So they have a cool little base, and you can press, there's a little button here, and that allows you to unscrew the table. So you can remove it if you need the extra space in the vehicle. So there's 4 of these captain's chairs, and then there's a full-blown bed. So that is a 4-seater, but it's fully powered as well. So if you could see the switches right there on the front of it at the bottom, behind the table, that bed can move all the way forward till it almost touches the table. And then the back will lay all the way down. So it can either be, you know, a really comfortable chair that reclines the same way as these, or it can be a bed in essence. We also added 2 50-inch TVs, no small feat. We had to weld steel racks, and the steel racks actually bolt to the B pillars, and back there to the C, D, whatever pillar that is all the way back there. They bolt into the vehicle, and they're mounted with steel. Then we also added a stereo system. So we added these Kenwood components, front and back, and then there's 2 down-firing 12-inch subs that live between the seats here. So that's some non-usable space, because as you can see, the seats actually touch in the center here, right? So that space is technically dead space. This won't recline any further, and this won't recline any further. So we're using that space for the subwoofers themselves. So the client wanted a radio, so we went with this 9-inch touchscreen. The other reason we went with this is because it has HDMI input. So we're running a Roku, and the Roku actually allows us to play video here, as well as the 2 screens. So with the Roku, you can do Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, Disney Plus, Prime Video, Apple TV, whatever you want, you can control it. We have a Wi-Fi in the vehicle, so you can run all of that through the car itself. We built this pod, and Hondo made it look as if it came with the vehicle. This piece is removable so that you can still service it, get to all the wiring, and be able to control basically the whole van, the whole back half of the van from here. So yeah, one of the other major things is all the major components are mounted using steel. So it's a welded steel cage bolted to the vehicle. So we see a lot of Sprinters. I mean, we repair a lot of Sprinters that come from other places, and the build quality is not always the greatest. I mean, we just fixed one that was held together with like 2x4s and bubble gum, you know. It was just like, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you do this, you know. And it's all behind the scenes, so it looks really nice on the outside, but everything kind of shakes. Nothing is secure. It's just bad, right? So we try to make it as OEM as possible. That's why we use steel. That's why we bolt to the vehicle. It's actually like nut and bolted or thread certain bolted, not just like shot in with like drywalls or screws, or again, as secure as humanly possible. Also, you can see the fit and finish of everything. I mean, it literally fits like it came with the car. So the other thing we did is hardwood floors, right? So the client wanted hardwood floors. So, and we'll show you same thing, some footage of that whole process. Basically, we have to put down a plywood base, and then on top of the plywood base, you actually put the hardwood floor. This way, it creates a nice flat surface, because if you know anything about like the cargo vans, the floor is not flat. It's got all these ridges and things in it to keep it for loading and unloading stuff. But in this application, we want it to be flat because we need a flat surface to mount the seats and obviously the floor itself. So that's where that plywood base comes in. Okay, the other nice thing too is what we always like to do is we try to build like a command center. We try to build a central location for all the electronics, or most of the electronics. So in this case, all the electronics live in this, other than the radio, everything lives in here. So this is all your fusing for everything. And then if you look in here, it's a little difficult, but you have the power inverter, the amplifier, and some of the rest of the electronics, the isolator. So everything lives in one spot. So if you ever have to get to anything, you can literally go to one spot. And in this case, we remove the seat. So we can remove the seat and get to everything if we needed to service it. But all the simple stuff is right here. So this is all our fusing for our seats, our power inverters, our radio, our TVs, everything lives in this one spot. So it just makes it planning a little bit for the future, right? So that it's serviceable down the road, not building ourselves into a corner. And then if we ever have to service it, it is a nightmare. So my biggest thing is that things are serviceable, because they're gonna have issues. I don't care who builds it. This is why every manufacturer on the planet has a service center, right? I don't care if it's a multi-million-dollar Bugatti or a Kia, whatever. Doesn't matter what the car is, they have a service center, because if it's gonna have some kind of a service issue at some point, and you wanna make sure that you can go in there and fix it easily and efficiently. So also, again, in the whole theme of serviceability and being able to work on it, this is the hardwood floor. This is an access panel. So in order to be able to future-proof it, to be able to run wires and service it down the road, we made this panel. This panel is removable, and now you can run wires from the front of the van all the way to the back of the van. You would say, well, why would you need to do that? Well, in a few years and whatever, if the client wants to upgrade, or he wants to change, or wants to add something, rather than having to dismantle it or run the wires in a really bad way, if we prep for it, we have a way to do that instead of having to try and figure it out after the fact. So there's this access panel allows us to under the floor, and under every seat, this one, the middle ones, the front, and all the way at the front, there's access panels. So we can basically run wires to any section of the van. And as you can tell, the grain is different, right? So this grain runs this way, this grain runs this way. And the reason we did that is to kind of show that this is an access panel, because if somebody down the road is working on the van, they can take this off, or they'll notice that it's not in the same grain, and take this off in order to run wires. Again, a lot of times these cars either get used somewhere else or get shipped somewhere else, and they may not know who built it, or they may not know how to access anything, but we try to leave clues the same way that the factory. So in a factory vehicle, you have a door sill, and the door sill usually has a logo or a design or something to kind of like tell you, well, this is our version of a door sill. So here's another access panel. So there's 3 in here. There's actually one under this enclosure, one under this enclosure, and one here. So You remove a couple screws, that panel comes out, and that's those channels that run all the way down the vehicle. So from front all the way to the back. Those are factory channels in the floor. We're just taking advantage of that space that's now dead space. I mean, there's literally, I don't know, probably 10 or 20 channels that run down and you're not using them. So we take advantage of that and basically make it future-proof. So client decides he changes his mind, he now wants something else, wants whatever, we can pop those panels out and run more wires to the seats, to any section of the van, or all the way to the back of the van.
Visit our website at showtimeaudiochicago.com.